Natural physics is a concept astrophysicist LeRoy developed that explains in down-to-earth scenarios how the principles of physics could have come about from observing nature. Each episode begins with a scenario, followed by an example to illustrate the application of these principles in futuristic research at the frontiers of science, such as LeRoy's astrophysics doctoral research, and then concludes with an exploration of how these same principles could have very well been used by ancient cultures and civilizations. Mathematics is naturally encountered and incorporated as the exciting and fun tool of science that it is. Science is the window into our amazing world of nature, and mathematics is the tool to open that window. Natural physics encompasses current, futuristic, and ancient physics, and ties them together by the principles of physics that are common threads running throughout each.
You have to go Louisiana, Texas, Arizona, and then you get to California. Texas is a big state, okay? So as I leave Louisiana going into Texas, it's probably still there. There's a sign with the speed limit. I think it's like 55 miles per hour. And then underneath it, it says, "Don't mess with Texas." They made it rhyme. What they mean is, you watch your step in Texas, we'll get you. You're speeding, we'll get you. So I'm driving along, da-da-da, da-da-da, look in the rear view, oh, there's a Texas State Trooper behind me. Texas State Trooper, right? And I'm going, okay, that's cool. So I pull into the rest stop. I use the restroom, and when I come out, that Texas State Trooper has parked his car behind my car. Oh, butterfly, butterfly, butterfly. Okay. I don't pay any attention, so as I go to get in my car, he walks up, and you know the standard phrase, "Is there a problem, officer?" He says, "Let me see your driver's license." Get my driver's license, looked at it. Okay, that's you. He proceeds to tell me the reason why he stopped me was because the license plate on my car did not match the car. Okay? The license plate that was on my parents' car didn't match the car. And I said, "Oh yeah, that's right, officer. Yeah." He goes, "What?" And I tell him that my car had broken down in Louisiana. And the license plate on my car was good. My parents' car, remember I'm from Nebraska, so it had Nebraska plates on it that had expired. So one of my older cousins had told me, "Oh, you can switch them. It's okay. It's your car, your parents' car. Yeah, just," right? So that's what I did. And I tell him that, I guess it was so ridiculous that it had to be true, right? He said, "Okay, let me see what's in your trunk." "Yes, sir." Boom. He walks over, all of my physics books, all of my math books. So he tells me, "Well, I can't continue to let you operate this vehicle. You're going to have to follow me into town, and we're going to have to get the judge to come and listen to your case." So I follow him into the town. We pull off the freeway. We go down the road coming in here. That's the kind of road we got on as we're driving from the freeway to the town. Little bitty dirt road, and I'm wondering, where am I going? Where am I going? So we pull up to the police station. He escorts me in, and I'm thinking to myself, "Oh wow, this is not good. This is not good. I mean, I've only gotten as far as Texas. I still got Arizona to go through to get to California." So he has to contact the judge to come in. And it gets better. Get this. the judge was out fishing. So they had to have the judge come in to the police station to hear my case. So you know that judge is not going to be a happy camper. He's not going to be in a good mood whatsoever because he's had to interrupt his fishing trip to come into my case. So he comes in and he's very irritable. Okay, how much money you got? I had money, but I needed my money for gas. I still had to go from Texas to Arizona to California. So I said, I have a little bit. He said, okay, well, this is how much it's going to take for you to be able to go on. And it was way more than I had. So I said, well, I don't have that much, Judge. He said, okay, well, you'll have to stay here. And they didn't put me in a jail cell. They put me in a waiting room. So he said, you're just going to have to stay here until somebody can send you the money. Well, I thought that was it. That was the end of my trip, trying to make it to California. I was stuck. Nobody knew. Not only did I not know anybody that could send me the money, nobody knew where I was. Nobody knew where I was. So I thought that was it. I thought, game over. LeRoy Larry will not make it to JPL. Now here's the part that's unbelievable. Remember the gas station attendant that let me fill up my car with gas so that I could get to the bank, cash my check, and then come back and pay him? The Texas State Trooper, he starts telling the judge, hey, he's a student. He's trying to make it out to California to get a job. All of his books are in the trunk. I couldn't believe it, everybody. This Texas State Trooper, he was, hey, he's a student. Hey, give him a break. Hey, unbelievable, huh? The kindness of human beings to other human beings. So the judge comes back in and says, okay, how much money do you have? I told him an estimate, right? I didn't want to give him all my money because then I really would be stuck. I'd run out of gas. He said, okay, give it to me. I gave it to him. He said, I don't ever want to see you here again. I said, oh, you will not, you will not. So, as the Texas State Trooper is walking me to my car, he says, if you have any more problems from here to California, if any more Texas State Troopers pull you over, you just have them to call us and we'll explain what the situation is. Can you believe that? And as I'm getting in my car, he says, he leans down, he says, okay, son, now you be very careful out there in California. You got a lot of weirdos out there. Hey, that's one of my favorite stories. So I keep going out to California. My car actually broke down in Arizona. The water pump broke. I had to mow some, okay. In Arizona, people had signs up where you can make money cutting their grass, right? Not with a weed cutter. All I see in Costa Rica is weed cutters. But lawnmowers, they had signs up that they would pay you money to cut their yard. So I had to cut a few yards to get enough money to buy a water pump to put in my car, that I put in my car. Following my passion, everybody. Following my dream to get to JPL. I don't mind cutting grass, okay? I don't mind at all if I can get to California. Following my dream. So, after about 3 days, I made it to California. It took me 3 days. 3 días to drive from Louisiana to California. I slept in my car at night. When I got to Pasadena, I pulled off the freeway to a gas station. From a payphone, I called the director of the recruitment office and I said, hey, I'm here. And she said, oh, okay. Well, hey, I can meet with you tomorrow. Tomorrow? Yes, okay. I was so excited. This director was going to meet with me the next day. And she said it was going to be real quick because she had 2 very important meetings and she could only meet with me between those meetings. So that night, I slept in my car. I got up in the morning. I washed up in the restroom at the gas station. Put on my one and only suit, not this one, but the one that I graduated from college in. And I drove to JPL. Okay, everybody. I pull into the parking lot. I walk into the reception desk. I check in. And I get admitted into JPL. So, as I go through the door, I walk out, and I go, I'm at JPL. I'm at the NASA Jet Proposal. Am I dreaming? You know, it's called a pinch me moment, where you got to, no, this is real. It's not a dream. This is real. This is really happening. That's what I did. I pinched me. I'm at JPL. I'm at JPL. Okay. From a distance, I see the director as she's leaving one building from one meeting and on her way to another meeting. So, gathered myself, walked up to her. I introduced myself. Hello, I'm LeRoy Laird. She went, oh, you're LeRoy Laird. I was no longer invisible. I made JPL see me. I made them see who LeRoy Larry is. And that's what you're going to have to do. If people try to make you invisible, you make them see you. Okay? You don't let anybody stand in your way of following your dream, your passion to be whoever you want to be and whatever you want to do. Don't let nothing stop you, okay? So she said, oh, you're LeRoy Laird. JPL knew what I looked like. So, I walked with her to her next meeting. I only had about 2 minutes. I had to talk. Yeah, and yeah, I did. Oh, yeah. So, she asked me to come back at the end of the day. And I did. And she proceeded to tell me, she said, now I know you want to get into JPL, but it's going to take a while. So, if you're interested, there's a local high school in Pasadena. They've been looking for a science and a math teacher. I'm sure you're what they're looking for. You'll get the job, and then it'll keep you here in Pasadena, and it'll give us time to get you into JPL. So I went over to the high school. I got hired, okay? Now, I hadn't yet made enough money to get an apartment. I just got to California. I had used all of my money for gas money. So, I was still sleeping in my car at night. One of the janitors at the high school, she let me sleep at night on the couch in the teacher's lounge. They had a couch for teachers to relax in their lounge, and she let me sleep there at night as long as I didn't let anybody know that I was sleeping in the school. None of the teachers, and certainly none of the students. So in the evenings, I'd be at my desk working, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, people are leaving. I look like, oh, he's working late. Oh, wow, right on, LeRoy, working late. And then after everybody had left, nobody was in the school, I'd go to bed in the teacher's lounge on the couch. And early in the morning, 5 a.m. or so, I'd be at my desk before anybody got there, so it looked like I was the first one there in the morning. Eventually, I was able to get an apartment. But again, the kindness of the gas station attendant, the kindness of the Texas State Trooper, the kindness of this janitor at the high school to let me sleep in the school at night until I can get an apartment. People will help you along your way if you follow your dream. They will help you. They can tell that you're following your passion and what you love to do, and they want to help you do it. But you got to show them that you want it. Nobody's going to help you if you're, But if you're, I want to be a scientist, I want to be this, people will help you. Okay,